The newly elected lawmakers in Thailand's 500-member lower house will have their first sitting today.
Key to the agenda is to elect a new House Speaker. It's a position that has been a bone of contention between election winner Move Forward and first runner-up Pheu Thai.
Both parties have agreed to nominate a senior member of their 8-party coalition as a sole candidate, ending weeks of political wrangling over the top post of the legislative branch.
The decision was announced in a joint press conference following the state opening in Parliament, which was presided over by King Maha Vajiralongkorn.
The nominee is Wan Muhamad Noor Matha. Move Forward and Pheu Thai would also nominate one deputy speaker each.
For the latest, Saksith Sombat joins us from Parliament House in Bangkok. Saksith, busy day ahead. Tell us more about the coalition's nominee for House Speaker, Wan Muhamad Noor Matha.
It was an 11th hour decision by the coalition parties, and that decision fell on Mr. Wan Muhamad Noor Matha. He is a 79-year-old political veteran. He has been an MP since the 1980s and has been actually a former House Speaker in the late 1990s. He's the leader of the Prachachat Party, the third biggest party in this 8-party coalition. And because of his, long experience, he's also well respected among the lawmakers on both sides of the aisle. So if you look at this CV and you look at his biography, it is a very logical choice there. But as I said before, it was an 11th hour decision that came after weeks of wrangling and infighting and tussling between the two biggest parties, the Move Forward Party and the Pheu Thai Party.
So, Saksith, what does this 11th hour compromise mean for the Move Forward-led coalition after locking horns with Pheu Thai for weeks over the speaker position?
It's interesting because Move Forward Party leader and Prime Minister frontrunner Pheu Thai said on the Monday evening press conference where they announced this nomination, he avoided the word compromise at all possible times. He instead offered the word consensus. But all in all, it has to be a setback for the Move Forward Party because they have put forward their candidate first. They have insisted on the position of the House Speaker for weeks now, and that is actually what has caused Pheu Thai Party, the second biggest party in this coalition, to resist that position and claim the House Speaker role for themselves. And this is actually the genesis, the origin of this infighting between these two parties, wrangling about not only the House Speaker, but more also for cabinet positions and very lucrative cabinet positions as well. And all in all, they had to come to an agreement because today, this morning, is already the House Speaker vote. And if they don't come with an agreement, it's also possible that the rivals, the other side, could nominate one of their own. But this doesn't, for a lot of observers, this may or may not bode well for the coalition. Move Forward and Pheu Thai Party, they have been in the opposition before and they didn't always get along. And this is why it raises some anxiety, some uncertainty and some doubt whether or not they can actually work together if they actually form the government. Now, this will also may or may not have ripple effects in the Prime Minister's vote that may happen in the next 2 weeks. And Pheu Thai, even though he and his coalition have a comfortable majority in Parliament, that doesn't mean that they have enough votes in a joint sitting with the 500 MPs and the 250 senators that have been all handpicked by the previous military government. There are some 60-odd members of both chambers that they need to convince, and that is not a surefire way. But as of now, one obstacle has been removed out of the way, and they are going to face many more down the line.
All right, thanks very much, Saksith, for getting us up to speed with that. Saksith Sombat in Bangkok.